Content warning. The following video contains material that may be harmful or traumatizing to some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Just when you thought you could turn your back and walk away, the dark cloud of human indignity follows you. You have no choice but to turn and look it in the eye. It's the sex offender hit list.
News 15 at 6 begins with breaking news.
That breaking news as we come on the air here at 6 o'clock unfolding in Acadia Parish.
That's where News 15 has uncovered a Catholic priest is under arrest for sex crimes involving children. 37-year-old Reverend Corey Laverne was just booked into jail within the hour. He's facing 3 counts of indecent behavior with juveniles. We've learned it's following an investigation that started shortly before Christmas when another priest filed a complaint with the sheriff's office. Father Laverne is the pastor at St. Edward Catholic Church in Richard. It's the home parish of the little Cajun saint Charlene Richard. In fact, Father Laverne served as the official courier for the diocese, bringing thousands of pages of documents related to her cause for sainthood to the Vatican. We have reached out to the Diocese of Lafayette for comment. We are waiting to hear back.
In Anderson County tonight, a 19-year-old faces charges accused of child sex crimes. This is Jack Cato. Investigators say they received a cyber tip line report from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which led them to Cato, who possessed files of child sexual abuse material. Anderson County deputies arrested him. He is now charged with 7 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor, 3rd degree. The Anderson University Police Department assisted with the investigation. The South Carolina Attorney General's office will prosecute the case.
Life-saving measures will end for a child abuse suspect in Oklahoma. Court records show George Cole is now brain dead after attempting suicide. Authorities say he tried to take his own life in the Caddo County Jail. He has been in a hospital on life support since. Cole and his wife, Kimberly Cole, were recently arrested after his stepson and her son went missing. Investigators say George and Kimberly Cole are accused of harming the boy. He was later found safe and is now in DHS custody. George Cole is also accused of harming a young girl.
And now a moment of silence, please.
No, 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 no.
Tonight, Portland police are telling parents to be on the lookout now that a man is facing 385 felony charges. He was arrested for child sexual abuse material and using hidden cameras to record both kids and adults in their bedrooms as well as bathrooms. Officers say 26-year-old Fonte Gladden used hidden cameras inside cell phone power adapters and external batteries to record at least 6 children and 5 adults. Investigators found additional child sexual abuse material on his personal cell phone, along with evidence that material was received and distributed online. We're told this happened at someone's house who knows the suspect. At this time, investigators do not believe there are additional victims. But tonight, police are urging everyone to watch out for unfamiliar or out-of-place objects like electronics plugged in where they shouldn't be, or items aimed toward beds or even bathrooms. If you find or suspect a hidden camera, do not touch it. Instead, document it if you can, move children to safety, and call law enforcement right away.
Investigation was launched after the arrest of Caleb Elliott. He's accused of recording in the boys' locker room. He's also the son of a longtime Salina football coach, Bill Elliott, who has since retired this week. Elliott's role in getting his son hired is being heavily featured in the documents. Fox Sports' Casey Stiegel has been reading the report and is in the newsroom with more on what he's found there. Casey?
Hey, Steve. Heather, good evening to you. The report is heavily redacted. The third-party law firm who conducted the investigation makes clear that is to protect witnesses from retaliation inside a district where power and personal connections ran deep. The 84-page third-party investigation into Salina ISD paints a detailed picture of a district dominated by one man. The document outlines how for decades, Salina's athletic director and state championship-winning head football coach Bill Elliott held enormous influence over athletics, daily operations, and hiring, including hiring his own family. The probe was launched after his son, William Caleb Elliott, a social studies teacher and coach in the district, was arrested for recording sexually explicit images of underage boys in the locker room at Moore Middle School. He has since been indicted on 8 federal counts, including the production of child sexual abuse material, in addition to state charges. The report states district leaders did not have prior knowledge of Caleb Elliott's alleged crimes. It also did not find evidence there was a reason to suspect Caleb Elliott might someday go on to commit alleged misconduct at the time he was hired. However, it does find systemic failures inside the athletic department and at Moore Middle School, including policy violations caused by familial and personal relationships. 39 witnesses were interviewed, many of whom asked for their identities to be protected, citing fear of retaliation in a district where Bill Elliott's power was described as, quote, significant and widespread. One, identified only as Witness 29, is clearly described as Caleb Elliott's boyfriend, someone police said was uncooperative with their investigation. This week, hours after trustees received the third-party report, Salina ISD announced Bill Elliott's retirement. He'd been on paid administrative leave since October as the investigation into his son's allegations were investigated. The report found future placement of alleged victims of Caleb Elliott's misconduct into CHS's athletic programs overseen by Bill Elliott raises significant concerns. The same day as Elliott's retirement, Moore's principal, Allison Ginn, resigned from her position. The district says interim leaders are now in place and changes will follow. So this report recommends major reforms within the district moving forward. In fact, they're also saying that this also should put limits on safeguards for students and limiting power to just one employee. Lawyers for the victims have raised concerns about the scope of the third-party report in not speaking with the victims.
In a crime alert, a Eugene man is under arrest for alleged sex abuse of minors. Lane County Sheriff's deputies stopped a vehicle on Board Drive and Cubitt Street in Eugene around 7 this morning and arrested the driver, 18-year-old Francisco Yondel Gonzalez Martinez. Detectives started investigating Martinez at the beginning of the month and were granted a search warrant for his home and vehicle. Martinez is now lodged in the Lane County Jail on 5 counts of using a child in display of a sexually explicit conduct, 1 count of encouraging child sex abuse, 10 counts of sex abuse, and 2 counts of sodomy and menacing. No other details were released about the investigation.
We have breaking news out of several upstate counties, beginning though in Greenville County, where a child has been found and an arrest has been made after hours of searching. Well, investigators say they believe the child was with her reported boyfriend, 19-year-old Romeria Rivas. Now, the child was found and Rivas was taken into custody at the same house the child had last been seen before the search began.
Just wanted to add something to the story here. It bothered me a little bit because it didn't say the age of the child. Now, you might think that it's the Romeo and Juliet clause here. 19-year-old. And then he did say, or she did say girlfriend, right? So I did a little research and, well, you can see it for yourself here. Here is the Greenville County Sheriff's Office press release. It's asking for the public's help locating a runaway child, Allison Lilana Flores Cabrera, age 12, was last seen leaving a residence. Unreal. Now, why wouldn't the news say something like that? I don't understand it. And another thing is this is only 25 seconds long, and yet they'll spend 10, 15 minutes talking about a manhole cover that's missing. Unreal.
Muhammad man accused of multiple child sex crimes on Thursday. Detectives say 33-year-old Matthew Morin was communicating with more than 50 minors online. They say he sent nude images or videos to children and requested some in return. Detectives say Morin is being charged with sexual exploitation of a child, possession of child pornography, and grooming. They say the investigation is ongoing and are asking anyone with information to call the sheriff's office.
It took me about a whole 2 minutes to check out the Champaign County, Illinois jail roster. And here we find our man baby Chomo, right? So there's a nice front view, and wait, there we are from the side. That wasn't hard now, was it? Huh? What's up with these news people?
A former music pastor at a tri-state church learns his fate today after pleading guilty to years of sexual abuse of a teen boy.
Local 12's James Pilcher joins us now with the details on a very troubling case and how the victim himself spoke out in court today. James?
Yeah, so this is Michael Howard, the former music pastor at Florence Baptist Temple in Burlington in Boone County. Late last year, he pleaded guilty to sexual abuse of a minor and sodomy, and today a judge handed down his sentence, but not before the now adult victim had his say in court.
He got a few years of a child at his sexual disposal in return for 15 years behind bars and a lifetime of being labeled as a sexual predator. He sunk his teeth and claws into me, but now someone where he is going to look forward to sink their claws into his depressing, decrepit body.
That's Timmy Goodman, who is now 20, telling a Boone County judge about how Michael Howard started grooming him at the age of 14 and sexually abusing him soon after that. Howard was music pastor at Florence Baptist Temple in Burlington at the time and played in a Christian music band that appeared routinely at the Ark Encounter and Creation Museum. Goodman only came forward at the age of 19 after police pulled Howard over for a DUI, and Howard's wife discovered messages and content he'd exchanged with the teen on his phone.
I sincerely praise God for that DUI. If it were not for that, then Molly would not have found information about me stored on Michael's phone.
The plea agreement called for the original 40 counts of sexual abuse and 40 counts of sodomy to be reduced to 28 counts of abuse and a single count of sodomy for a final sentence of 15 years. Boone County Circuit Court Judge James Schrand agreed with that after all the family and victim statements. That included Goodman's mother and father detailing how Howard took their teen son on hunting and fishing trips, and even how Howard joined the Goodman family on vacation with his own family, where some of the abuse allegedly took place. Howard also addressed the judge before sentencing. He never directly apologized, but expressed regret over the situation and thanked his wife for standing by him.
This should have never happened. I would have never dreamed this would happen before it did.
Now, under Kentucky law that has just been recently changed, Howard is now required to serve 85% of his sentence, which is 12 years and 9 months of that sentence before becoming eligible for parole. He also must now register as a sex offender in the state of Kentucky for the rest of his life. Paula, back to you.
Howard also faces similar charges in Kenton, Owen, and Carroll counties where some of the alleged abuse took place. He's scheduled for a plea hearing in Owen County in March. We'll be following up on those prosecutions and reporting any news on local12.com and our free Local 12 News app.
Tuna Area School District is now facing child pornography charges after police say they were tipped off about explicit photos of children on a messaging app. Police say Jeremy Green sent 2 sexually obscene photos of children under 12 to another Kik user back in June. The IP address from the private chat platform led police directly to Green, with a search warrant being done in early December. A criminal complaint says when police asked Green to explain, he said he had no good answer and that he was being stupid, adding that he was encouraged to share the pictures and it was more about the taboo nature than about sexual gratification. Police searched 3 devices and found other pornographic photos, but none were of children. Green is facing charges including sexual abuse of children by sharing photos of child sex acts. He's due back in court on February 12th.
Okay, so by his own admittance, he's guilty. And of course, they don't show pictures, so I found this one on Facebook of him. And there were about 50-something comments up underneath the picture that, yeah, indeed, it is him. So, there you go, folks. There's our Chomo.
A Union County jury has convicted 52-year-old Richard Horn of statutory rape, incest, and other sex crimes. He was sentenced to 3 consecutive terms totaling 65 to 88 years. The abuse happened over several years and was uncovered in 2021. If released, Horn must register as a sex offender for life and face satellite monitoring.
Thank you. A man has been convicted of child sex abuse after an investigation with New Mexico State Police. That investigation into Lucas Miltenberger began in February 2023 after Albuquerque police learned of a child victim who was abused by him. The allegations spanned multiple different jurisdictions, so NMSP took over the case in March of that year. It was then they learned of a potential second victim. An MSP arrested Miltenberger on felony charges in September 2024. Then this week, a jury found him guilty. He now faces more than 9 decades in prison.
Newsroom. A man was arrested today in Wythe County after more than 2,600 images of child pornography were seized during a search warrant execution. That's according to Wythe County Sheriff's Office. During this search, investigators found and seized numerous computers and hard drives, which were all collected as evidence, according to deputies. Alan E. Elsade was arrested and charged with 50 counts of possession of child pornography. He's being held at the New River Valley Regional Jail without bond.
Well, new tonight, a Wythe County man has been arrested for possessing child pornography. The Wythe County Sheriff's Office arrested Alan E. Elsade after conducting an active child pornography investigation involving a residence in Wytheville. As a result of the investigation, it was determined that more than 2,600 images were downloaded. Elsade was arrested at the scene and charged with 50 counts of possession of child pornography. The Sheriff's Office posted footage of the early morning raid. You can see it right here on your screen. And Sheriff Anthony Klein spoke on the investigation, saying that, quote, anyone who exploits or harms a child should understand that we will find you and you will be held accountable. This agency aggressively investigates crimes against children, and offenders will be brought to justice. Elsade is being held without bond in the New River Valley Regional Jail.
Mom blog sites lead the FBI to busting a local man suspected of possessing child pornography.
FBI agents raided the man's apartment last week. He's identified as 40-year-old Colin Moran Jr. Agents say that he went by the alias Emily Lover online. He's now facing a federal charge of soliciting child pornography. News4Jax reporter Eric Avanier joins us live from outside federal courthouse in downtown Jacksonville to explain. Eric.
Yes, the FBI says this is a criminal case that expands from Jacksonville all the way to Los Angeles. And they said, according to this warrant, internet blog sites hosted by mothers were the suspect's target. Federal agents say from December of 2016 to October of last year, an internet user who went by the name Emily Lover was posting sexually explicit comments about children on several family-oriented blog sites. They say the user also solicited other bloggers to produce and post sexually explicit photos and videos of kids. According to investigators, Emily Lover turned out to be 40-year-old Colin Moran Jr., who is now in federal custody. This is a copy of the search warrant federal agents used to search his Westland Park apartment. A downstairs neighbor who asked not to be identified said she heard authorities conducting the search.
It sounded a lot like construction noises and just things being knocked over and knocked down. And it sounded a little bit like they were ripping a wall out.
During a search of Moran's apartment, agents say they found a bin containing 50 pairs of children's underwear, some of which contained DNA evidence. They also located multiple high-powered firearms and ammunition, along with a bulletproof vest and law enforcement patches to go on the vest. Agents say several credit cards and driver's licenses that didn't belong to Moran were also seized. Then agents say they located a cell phone belonging to Moran with more than 300 sexually explicit images of children, evidence that his neighbor was shocked to learn about.
It's sickening, and it just makes me very thankful that I'm leaving here.
Moran is no stranger to law enforcement. Court records show that back in 2006, he was arrested in Massachusetts for illegally possessing dangerous weapons. And in 2015, he was arrested in Clay County for not paying outstanding traffic fines. Now, if convicted, Moran could face between 15 and 30 years in federal prison. And because this case is still actively under investigation, more charges are pending. Reporting live in downtown Jacksonville, Eric Avanier, Channel 4, the local station.
We have a first alert to a Robeson County man accused of child sex crimes. Deputies arrested 45-year-old Derek Bullard on Thursday after searching his home in Pembroke. He's facing several charges, including rape of a child under 15. He's being held without bond. The investigation remains ongoing.
A teacher is being accused of an improper relationship with a special needs student. This is 32-year-old George Rene Aguilar Jr., the Warren High School and Northside ISD employee. has been arrested. The school and NISD police launched an investigation when they got word of the allegation last week. According to the arrest affidavit, investigators were shown video of Aguilar kissing the teenage special needs student in a classroom. The affidavit went on to say that Aguilar told police he had inappropriate contact with the student multiple times and admitted to discussing marriage and having children with the student. Again, Aguilar has been arrested.
A Marion County man is facing charges accused of having child sex materials on his computer, including some that deputies say were made with AI. Deputies arrested 19-year-old David Rutter yesterday while he was out on bond for another child pornography arrest. This new investigation started in November. Marion County deputies say Rutter used AI to create videos of child celebrities, but also believe he has living victims. Anyone with information should contact deputies. Rutter is in jail without bond.
Good morning and thank you for joining us for the news at daybreak. I'm Bronte Sorotsky. All new this morning, the GBI has arrested and charged a Toombs County man with 1 count of sexual exploitation of children. The suspect is Jared Collins of Lyons. Last June, the GBI's Child Exploitation and Computer Crimes Unit started investigating Collins' online activity after getting a tip about possible possession and distribution of child sexual abuse material. That investigation led to his arrest. Collins was booked into the Toombs County Jail.
Okay. So we'll start off. My name's Captain Todd Hutchins, Bullock County Sheriff's Office over the Criminal Investigation Division, Investigator Cody Wallace. Today we're here to discuss an arrest made yesterday afternoon of Kenneth Moreno Guzman. Kenneth Moreno Guzman, 26 years old. This individual, we've been investigating a case since early hours of Monday, I think that was the 12th, in regards to a victim, a young female victim, 11 years old, who was forcibly raped. This individual, through the investigation, were able to identify him, and as a result of the investigation and being able to locate him yesterday, he's been arrested. Y'all have the list of charges to include rape, stat rape, child molestation, multitude of charges. Y'all can post those as you see fit. He's currently in our jail, and he will be there until we have further court proceedings. But basically, this happened early morning hours of the 12th. He came in to this family's home and forcibly raped this 11-year-old girl by night with a knife point, at knife point. So he was in possession of a knife when this happened, and like I said, after the investigation, we were able to find him yesterday, and he's in the jail. And without going into a lot of other detail, you'll see the list of charges includes 2 counts of aggravated assault. One will be on the 11-year-old victim, who is also the victim of the rape. One will be on the 11-year-old's sister, who was 10, who was in the room, and the Guzman, the arrested, also threatened the 10-year-old girl with a knife.
So the 10-year-old girl was not...
She was not sexually assaulted. The 11-year-old was.
Do you know if the victim and the suspect knew each other beforehand, or was this random?
They live in close proximity to each other, but according to the victim and the victim's family, they do not actually know this particular person. They had seen him in the area, but do not know him.
Kind of going off of that, is there a motive established at this time?
Motive is going to be this 26-year-old has a major problem.
And you said, so did he forcibly, so he broke into the home?
He forcibly broke into the back door of this mobile home because he had previously seen this 11-year-old girl before. He claimed he was attracted to her, and so during the middle of the night, he broke into the home, found her in the bedroom with her sister, and forcibly raped her.
Does he have a history of any other sexual assault allegations or...
We have not uncovered or detected any history at this time, but that's still under investigation.
Do we know what his immigration status is?
That's still being worked on today. We likely won't find out something until next week, but we will have immigration do an intake on him and find out what his status is.
Well, in
this kind of case, with the seriousness of these felony charges, he wouldn't just be turned over to ICE or another organization?
No, sir. No, sir.
Prosecuted here in Georgia?
We have already talked to the Ogeechee Circuit District Attorney's Office and the prosecutor that will be handling this case, and have jointly discussed that he will not be deported until and after this case is disposed of, which a lot of these charges, if you'll look at them, if you'll go and do your own research, these charges run, several of them hold a 25 to life sentence. And that's our objective here, is to send him to prison.
Can you talk about just on a personal basis when you hear of a crime like this, and y'all both can comment?
Charges for alleged child sex crimes. Brian Allen Whittinghill, a history teacher at Shelbyville Central High School, is accused of having inappropriate contact with 2 teenage girls. He is charged with 7 counts of sexual battery by an authority figure. More charges are possible, too. They add the alleged crimes did not occur on school grounds. Bedford County Schools released a statement saying Whittinghill has been placed on administrative leave pending the investigation. You can read the full statement on our free WSMV4 News app right now.
A Maricopa County detention officers were arrested and accused of molesting a young girl for more than a year. Buckeye police say they received a report that 36-year-old Isidro Caro had been abusing an 11-year-old girl who knew him. So he's now facing charges of child molestation, sexual abuse, and sexual conduct with a minor. MCSO confirmed he is now on administrative leave pending the outcome of this investigation.
Hello, everyone. Sheriff Grady Judd here. You know, at the Sheriff's Office, our very top priority is to chase child predators, those that are online trying to get to our children. Well, my detectives did a remarkable job, and I'm going to introduce you to one of the most dangerous, nasty people that I've ever seen an investigation involving in a very long time. First off, let me show you his 2018 photograph. That's right. Courtney Stanhope was in the Navy in 2018. He was assigned to Virginia, but North Carolina worked a case on him. And they found out that he was in possession of child porn. And they prosecuted him in North Carolina. They only gave him 3 years of probation and 30 years as a sex offender. He didn't even go to jail or prison, and he was a sex offender, a child predator. Well, the Navy said, hey, we've had enough of that, and they catapulted him. The next thing that happened, Texas detectives are doing an investigation, and he comes up on an investigation there where he's trying to groom an undercover detective. They take the case to the U.S. Attorney's Office there. They don't like the case because they say, well, he's using images that might be AI generated, so they gave it the federal government wash. And then we saved the day. He got online with our undercover detectives, and he said that he would like to have sex. He sent us nude pictures of himself. He sent us child pornography. He thought he was talking to a 15-year-old. He was grooming the 15-year-old as to how to have sex with children like 7 and 8. He said it's real easy. You just get a job as a babysitter and kind of make it a game so the kids don't realize what you're doing. And then he admitted that he had had sex with children as young as 8 years of age. Well, that's where the game ended. The Texas detectives worked hard, but they couldn't get it done because of the prosecutors. North Carolina, they had him in their grasp and they cut him loose with 3 years probation. Are you kidding me? Now we're working with the Montana authorities and they've arrested him for us. That's right. We were here pretending to be a 15-year-old. He was grooming us from Montana, and he's in custody charged with child porn and using a computer to solicit children for sex. And the investigation's ongoing. Now we're going to show Texas, the U.S. Attorney's Office, and North Carolina how to deal with a dangerous child sex predator. You see, he is never, ever going to stop. If he has access to children, he's going to sexually batter them. And he bragged about it. And he was grooming a 15-year-old. He's locked up in Montana, no bond. We're bringing him from Montana to Polk County, Florida. Once we convict him, we're going to send him to state prison for a very long time. That's where he should be. Other law enforcement agencies and prosecutors across this nation, wake up. They're not always easy cases, but they're always righteous cases. Prosecute these people. Don't give them a free ride or an easy ride or decide, well, heck, that's just too much trouble. It's never too much trouble to prosecute a child sex predator.
Tonight, 2 men have been arrested on charges of the sexual exploitation of a minor. They're identified as 52-year-old Donald Barkoff of Columbia and 18-year-old Ethan Roberts of Lexington. Authorities say Barkoff possessed files of child sexual abuse materials, while Roberts is accused of distributing those files. If convicted, Barkoff could face 20 years in prison. He's facing 2 counts, while Roberts is facing a possible 10-year sentence.
A Greenville man is now behind bars facing a statutory rape of a child charge. Warrants say 23-year-old Elijah Forbes was charged with statutory rape of a child under or 15 years old. According to warrants, the victim was 15 years old at the time and was not in a relationship with Forbes. It happened back in December, and Forbes was arrested yesterday according to arrest warrants. Forbes is currently being held in the Pitt County Detention Center under no bond.
Okay, this is off the beaten path here, but it does involve some serious allegations. So, well, I'm not going to make any determination on this, as the case hasn't gone all the way through the courts yet. But I'll just let you watch for yourself. This is regarding some parenting time. So, enjoy.
Okay, we are on the record for case number 2024-1372 DC. Zachary Conley versus Athena Couch. Today is Wednesday, March 12th, 2025 at 8:54 a.m. Attorney Michael Kelly for the plaintiff.
Good morning to everyone. This time and place set for the show cause hearing in this matter for contempt for failure to provide parenting time. I'll let you know we're going to take some brief, testimony from the parties. I'll let everybody know that everybody will have an opportunity to speak. So don't interrupt anyone else or don't interrupt the court. You'll have an opportunity to speak your piece. So on the, we do have the show cause hearing. We also have the motion for change of custody and parenting time. I'm going to address the motion first because that will be the easiest matter to get resolved. So Mr. Kelly, you can proceed with your motion.
Your Honor, essentially, that motion is based primarily on the issues we've had ongoing in relation to compliance with the court order and my client getting parenting time. It's directly and impacts the child custody factors, and I'll name the ones that are impacted due to this withholding occurrence. The love, affection, and emotional ties existing between the parties. It looks at the emotional bond. Him being prevented from seeing his kids is preventing him to continue that emotional bond and nurture that emotional bond, which he had prior to this latest withholding that has started back on December 27th. Factor B, the capacity and disposition of the parties involved to give the child love and affection. That focuses on the ability to, again, parent to foster an emotional bond in the future. He's having a hard enough time in the present, again, because she's not keeping in compliance with the court order, and he's not able to see these girls to be able to have a solid relationship and foster that relationship. The length of time they've lived in a stable, satisfactory environment, I'd submit to the court, defendant's home is not stable, considering the allegations she's made that have been investigated by CPS twice, police twice and both been denied. Nothing's come of it. Which leads me also to the moral fitness of the parties involved, which ties into the same factor. But we have to keep in mind, Your Honor, at the beginning of this case, he was charged with domestic violence in relation to her essentially going after him to get keys to his truck so she could get some pot and smoke it. As he's being arrested, she's telling him, I want you to come home. He, of course, gets him on bond. He can't have any contact. Once the bond conditions get lifted, she's contacting him through text and saying, hey, let's me, you, and the girls get together and we can go to the zoo, we can go to a park.
Okay, Mr. Kelly, how does this relate to your motion?
It's related to, Your Honor, again, the moral fitness involved, as well as the stable, satisfactory environment, in that she's accusing him of sexually molesting these girls. But before all this, she's wanting him to come home. She's wanting a relationship with him. She's wanting her family essentially reunified. Those two things don't jive together, Your Honor. And I would think that essentially it's a fabrication, which would go again to the moral fitness and also to the mental and physical health of the parties, Your Honor. You're making these allegations, these terrible allegations, but on the other hand, you're still wanting the same guy who's supposedly doing this stuff to come into your house. Finally, Your Honor, the unwillingness and ability to facilitate and encourage a relationship. Again, this is the fourth motion we're here this morning on, Your Honor, for him to see his girls. She doesn't follow your court orders. She withholds them for no valid reason. And she's clearly shown she's not going to facilitate a relationship between him and his kids. I think that's more than enough that gets us over the threshold of a change in circumstance or proper cause, because these things are having a significant impact on these girls' lives in terms of having a relationship with their mother. So we would request, as part of our relief, that you set this matter for an evidentiary hearing. We're also requesting during the interim that my client get temporary parenting time starting today, and that he continue to have them until the evidentiary hearing, that mom's parenting time be supervised at her expense, because she's clearly shown an unwillingness to follow your rulings or to comply with your court orders. I think if you don't do that, she's going to take these kids and run, and we're going to be in a bigger mess than we are today.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Couch, if you wish to speak to the motion.
I had some statements, but it's just what I had submitted to the court.
Okay, go ahead, tell me, and then
Okay. Would you like me to stand?
whatever you wish. If it's more comfortable sitting, go ahead, but speak up a little. So
Okay. I said that his first statement was true, but the second statement that he said was false. I said I previously tried to change parenting time because of the videos the plaintiff had been watching. It was reported to Penfield's police department because plaintiff was previously residing in Penfield. I spoke to their sheriff where we looked at the videos together, and he told me that he would be conducting a search and not to address the matter to the plaintiff because he would need time to get 2 search warrants, and the investigation was never done. The next statement is also false. On December 27th, after the children's bath, Amelia Conley was heavily touching her private area, and when questioned who touched her potty, she said her dada. On January 1st, Evelyn Conley stated that her dad touched her on the couch. The fourth statement is false. CPS is not taking the proper steps to ensure the minor children's safety, and I did mention police involvement in the last hearing as well. The fifth statement is also false. Errors were made by the plaintiff's attorney. The sixth statement is also false. There is supposed to be a pending CPS case, and I was never told otherwise. CPS and I have spoken on numerous occasions and decided that the best course of action was therapy, which the minor children are attending at Summit Point. I do have proof of all of that as well. 7, that's also false. I was never told that they were declining to investigate the police. Number 8, it's false. In early 2024, my mom threatened to call CPS on me because of the children's odd behavior, requesting that I get them checked by the doctor. I had the doctor examine them at their 2-year checkup, and almost 2 months later, the plaintiff was arrested for domestic violence. I originally withheld the kids because of the plaintiff's sexual preference for diapers and enemas, knowing that the plaintiff was not mentally stable enough for unsupervised visitation. And I withheld the children again after finding videos the plaintiff had watched of children being abused. And the minor children were sexually abused during holiday parenting time with the plaintiff. The 9th statement is true. The 11th statement is false. The 12th, I'm unsure of the plaintiff's employment, but the plaintiff has stopped paying child support and I still stay at home with my children. Number 13, I have lived at the residence that the FOC has on file since December 10th, 2024. The 14th statement, I'm unsure of the plaintiff's relationship status. I have friends and family in Michigan, and I lived in Indiana until I was 18, and most of my family resides there. Number 15, I would like the court to consider changing the current custody orders and issue no further contact between the minor children and the plaintiff. Plaintiff should be held accountable for his actions, regardless of stature or representation. That's all.
Okay, thank you. I don't need anything else, Mr. Kelly. What the court will do in this matter is the court has read the pleadings. Obviously, you're well aware of the file in this case. The court does believe that the plaintiff has met the VARCA threshold of proper cause, change of circumstances sufficient for an evidentiary hearing. So the court will schedule an evidentiary hearing in this matter. Mr. Kelly, you can proceed with your show cause hearing. Do you wish to take testimony from your client? Okay.
Certainly can. I have another witness that I could call as well. I just have two.
Okay. Whichever you want to do first. Go ahead.
I can have Mr. Connolly testify.
Okay, Mr. Connolly, if you step forward, we'll have you sworn in and then we'll take some testimony. And I say brief testimony. I don't need to get into.
Sure. We'll keep it straight and to the point here.
All right, raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Sir.
Go ahead and have a seat, sir. Go ahead, Mr. Kelly.
Mr. Connolly, could you state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Zachary Donald Conley, Conley.
Are you the father of Amelia and Evelyn Connolly in this matter?
Yes, I am.
Okay. You currently have parenting time with them.
Yes.
What is your understanding of what the parenting time is supposed to be?
Every other weekend and a day during the week, in the evening. Not my weekends, it's Wednesday through Friday.
Have you been getting your parenting time?
No.
Why not?
Because she is refusing to let me see them.
And when you say she, who are you referencing?
Athena Couch.
Okay. Have you attempted to get your children from this couch?
Yes.
Have you called the police for their assistance?
Yes.
What happened when the police got involved?
That she slammed the door in their face, denies them, and just tells them no.
Okay. Have you filed motions with the court to get parenting time?
Yes.
Has the court awarded you make up parenting time?
Yes.
Most recently, did the court award you parenting time in January of this year?
Yes.
Did you attempt to go pick the children up for that make up parenting time?
Yes.
What happened?
She refused to give them to me again.
Do you approximately know how many days you have missed so far as simply your overnights for parenting time?
20.
Would you like the court to grant you some make up parenting time this morning?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Couch, do you have any questions for the plaintiff? No? Okay, thank you. You may step down then, sir. Next witness, Mr. Kelly.
Your Honor, we would call Lori Connolly.
Okay. Ms. Connolly, step forward, please.
Lori Putnam, Your Honor.
Okay. You're gonna make me change my.
All right. Ma'am, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Ma'am, could you state your last name again?
Putnam, Putnam.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Ms. Putnam, how do you know Mr. Connolly?
He is my son.
And how do you know Ms. Couch?
She is Zach's former girlfriend and the mother of my granddaughters.
You heard him just testify that he has parenting time with your granddaughters, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Do you assist him in pick up and drop offs for
I
parenting
do.
time? Okay. What do you do in that regard?
I go with him and walk up to the door with him to get the girls,
Okay.
to attempt to get the girls.
Has there been occasions when you have gone with him to go get the girls? And anything happened in regards to him actually getting the girls?
Prior to December 27th, yes. After December 27th, no, she refused.
Let's talk about prior to December 27th. What would happen?
We would go, then we were meeting at Riverside Park and we would wait for her to show up. When she'd show up, she'd let the girls out and they would come running up to Zach and we would take them.
Okay. Did something change after December 27th?
She just started refusing to give the give the girls. His first visit that he was supposed to was I'm not sure, but I got a text from Athena on New Year's Day saying that she was going to refuse to give the girls.
And have you gone with him on subsequent occasions to attempt parenting time?
Yes.
Okay. And what has happened on those subsequent occasions?
Either she would not be home, he would text her and she would not respond, or if she was there, we'd knock on the door, she'd open the door and then just say no and slam the door in our face. So we would go back to the truck and call the police for the police to come out and assist.
And the police came out and assisted. That help in terms of actually getting parenting time to occur?
No, she just did the same thing to the police.
No further questions.
Okay. Hold on, ma'am. No, you're not done. Just to clarify, that he talked about prior to the December 27th date, and the court had previously entered an order which provided for makeup parenting time, and that stated that the parenting time would let's see. That the parenting time would, again, the makeup would occur on January 27, 2025. And the plaintiff's motion states that he did appear on that date. Did you go with him on the January 27th date?
Yeah.
Okay. And what happened on that date?
She just refused. I don't know, either she refused or she wasn't there.
Okay. Okay. And you don't remember if she was not there or if she refused?
I don't remember that specific time.
Okay.
I have it written down at home, but I don't remember.
Okay. Ms. Couch, do you have any questions
I
of
do,
this witness?
yes. At what age did Zach Conley start wearing diapers?
Judge, I'm going to object to it.
Ma'am, that is not germane.
No, I am.
Ma'am, what we'll do is we're here to determine whether there was parenting time. That's the show cause. Okay. So that's what the purpose of this hearing is. So you can ask questions about the parenting time, compliance with the orders, etc. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And you were at my residence on the 27th to pick up the children?
Oh, actually, on the January 27th?
Yes, or December 27th. Or sorry, no, January 27th. I don't have anything written down.
Yes.
Okay. Even though the order was for the 29th. Wasn't that the
Whatever,
order that the judge put
whatever
in
day,
place?
whatever judgment day.
So you
I don't know
just-
specific dates, whatever.
And I slammed the door in your face how many times?
Twice that I went by myself once because that was at an appointment
And
that you slammed the door in my face. I have it on video. Yes.
and you came alone, correct?
I did that day. Yes.
Okay. And then that's all. That was all I have. I'm sorry.
Okay, Mr. Kelly, any redirect?
No, Your Honor, no further questions, no further witnesses.
Okay, you may step down then. Thank you. Ms. Couch, do you wish to present any testimony or witnesses? No? Okay.
While we have a minute, I just want to mention that 99.7% of all viewers are not subscribed. Please make sure you hit that sub button and turn on notifications. It's free and helps out a lot. Gathering this content is not easy work. Thank you all for your support.
Check that order because there was some, Ms. Couch, you raised some issues concerning the, I think it was the order of January 27th. I want to make sure if that was the time as well for the makeup parenting time. I believe it was, but
It was January 27th through February 9th.
okay, that's what I thought. And
I could have swore the pickup date was the 29th. I apologize.
well, I want to make sure that it's correct so that there's no issue.
But I was not home at the time of pickups.
And why is that?
Because he has sexually abused our children. And I don't believe that he needs any more parenting time.
Okay. You understand that there's an order for parenting time.
And if it was your children, you would be sending them with him.
I'm just asking you a question. You understand that it was parenting, that it was ordered.
Didn't you deny that? Didn't you go on base and deny it after the fact?
Not the other particular orders. I did deny an ex parte order at one point, but there were subsequent orders to that.
You guys did receive the pictures that I submitted to the court as well, correct?
Anything that was filed has been in the file.
I would love you to take that into consideration.
I would know for the court, I received no response to either of these pleadings for today's hearing.
Okay.
You got two in the middle.
Okay, the order is dated February 4, 2025, and it provided for makeup parenting time in Christmas Eve, Christmas Day 2025. It also provided that the plaintiff would have the children with him on January 29th, 2025 at 6:00 p.m. until February 9th, 2025.
I have another question to ask you, sir.
Okay. Let me clarify that, because this is the order dated February 4th. Did you provide parenting time on the January 29th?
No, I did not.
Okay. And we had at the last hearing and addressed the issue of the CPS involvement. CPS, as Mr. Kelly has stated, has been involved twice before, and they've not had anything substantiated. Is that your understanding?
No, I have the CPS report right here, as well as Carla Titus's number. Now she said that her findings weren't. I need to take the kids to therapy to get the whole picture, from the kids, them talking, them playing, them, interacting with a therapist. And so that way they can go, they can go on record. And they are in therapy at Summit Point. Now this is just started, but they've already, said some things. That was one of my questions. Do you have the report from Summit Point? They told me that I needed to sign a release so that way they could contact you.
Okay. I'm not aware of any report from Summit Point. It may be in the file, it may not, but you've not introduced that today, and you don't have anyone that could speak to that from Summit Point as a witness in this case, which is what today's date is set for in this particular matter. So that is okay. Mr. Kelly, do you have any final argument in this matter?
As the court's already touched on a little bit, this is our fourth motion to try to get him parenting time. We simply want him to have his parenting time, with the threshold being met, Your Honor, and considering the behaviors, and I think it's going to be ongoing from this couch. We request that the children be turned over to him today, that he have custody and parenting time with the children until the evidentiary hearing occurs. We request mom's parenting time be supervised. We'd also request the assistance of law enforcement to pick the children up. I believe they're probably with her mother, who's likely going to take the same stance as Ms. Couch and refuse to turn them over. Maybe give them the authority with a court order if she fails to do so, that she can be arrested. And in the meantime, Your Honor, we'd request a finding of contempt. Sanctions are doing nothing. You've sanctioned her $1,000, which she's a voice she's never going to pay. Doesn't have any impact on her. At this point in time, we request jail time, 30 days of jail time. Maybe that'll get her attention that she needs to follow your orders. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Couch, your closing argument.
I am acting I just want my kids to be safe. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Well, the court has heard the testimony in this case. The court will note that again, that apparently there had been a denial of parenting time, which is not disputed by the defendant. In fact, she acknowledges that she has in fact denied parenting time, and court notes that as a result, she has withheld the children, that she's failed to comply with the order of.
But there's reason, sir.
Excuse me?
There's reason.
Okay.
Valid reason.
Okay, ma'am, you're done. You don't have time to speak at this point. Okay, you've had a chance to testify, you had a chance to do a final argument, so you're done. The court, she failed to comply with the order of June 13, 2024 for parenting time. She failed to comply with the order of December 2nd, 2024 for parenting time. There was an order of November 1, 2024 for makeup parenting time and attorney fees of $500. Again, there was an order for makeup parenting time dated February 4, 2025 for makeup parenting time and attorney fees from the hearing held on January 27, 2025, that all 4 of those orders she's failed to comply with. The court has reviewed the file. There have been multiple show cause hearings. She has previously been held in contempt of court. She has previously been ordered to make up parenting time as well as pay attorney fees, as I stated, and she's failed to comply with any and all of these prior orders of the court. Her recourse is to file motions, have hearings in the event that there is some issue. The court will note that I am recalling from the last hearing where she had made allegations concerning the plaintiff, and in fact, she acknowledged at that time that there had been 2 CPS involvements and the CPS had not done anything as a result. She acknowledged that she had been in contact with the police, that they had not done anything as a result either. The court will find that she is in fact in contempt of court. The court will, as the plaintiff stated, he's entitled to 20 days of makeup parenting time, and that shall occur at such time as he acquires the care of the children. The court will note that, again, the prior rulings of this court, that she had done makeup parenting time on 2 occasions, as well as paying the attorney fees, that in fact she has ignored and refused to comply with those particular orders. So, ma'am, unfortunately, you leave me no choice, but the court will sentence you to 30 days in jail with the Calhoun County Sheriff. The court will further remand you to the care of the Calhoun County Sheriff, where you will remain until such time as the children are turned over to the plaintiff and until such time as you've paid the previously ordered attorney fees of $1,000. So, ma'am, you can go with the sheriff, and
Are you serious?
this matter is concluded. You're free to go.
Who's
Have a good
sucking
day.
whose dick around here?
Hold-
No,
ma'am,
seriously.
Another 30 days for contempt of court. You're in jail for 60 days now.
No, what's
If
going
you
on?
keep going, I can go as long as you want, ma'am.
Your Honor, if we could have the assistance of the sheriff taking out where the girls are, we suspect they're with with grandmother, but we're not.
Well,
100%
she has been remanded until such time as the girls are turned over. So that she can stay there as long as she wants, I guess, until she has them turned over.
I'll draft the order in 7 days, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You're free to go. Have a good day.
Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss crazy courtroom.
Broken clock on the back wall, counting down till the last bell rings. You lock the door with the plastic smile, say this is just our little secret thing. Ink stains on my test paper, your hand leaning where it shouldn't be. You twist the rules like a gold ring, say it's love, say it's meant to be. Leave the kids alone, you're not a savior, you're a thief on hold. Predator in school clothes, life in a cage is the place you go. judge with a tired handshake. Gable falls like it's half awake. You get years